already know what it is. It's Barbershop Conversations. Hit the subscribe and the like button today.
People and a fight against Mayo Lynch and the Crews in Belfast. If there was an arena big enough, we'd sell 30,000 tickets, no problem. So you need to do it outdoor, and it's a bit cold to fight outdoor in January in Ireland, and that's the only reason it didn't happen. I think that Leo would have came to Ireland. He's talking about that, if he wins this fight, he would come to Ireland and have the trilogy. But it's up to me to make it 2-0, and then we can move on.
You expect to have the home field advantage again in Vegas like you had in New York?
It's going. Well, he's obviously it's a bit closer to home than Leo. We can drive from LA to Vegas, and he'll bring a lot of fans with him. But I'm bringing, I reckon, about 4,000 from the UK and Ireland. It's a lot of people. I'm very honoured for the support I have. I think that at the minute in the UK I'm the most well-supported fighter. So it's a great privilege for me. But I'm hoping that I pick up, some of the East Coast fans that watched me in the last time follow suit and come along. And if there's any Irish in LA or Vegas, then I hope they come out and support too.
Well, your Spanish is great. You showed it, so that's going to bring 2 or 3.
Well, I hope so. Maybe 2 or 3 Mexicans might support me.
What makes you feel so confident that the rematch will be the same exact outcome?
Yeah,
what happened in the first fight that makes you?
When I fight people, when I spar people, I feel like I improved the second time, and I feel like I have a good boxing brain, and I can adapt to different situations. And I've only ever fought. Kiko Martinez is the only other guy as a professional that I fought twice. Although I stopped him, I knocked him out in the 9th round. The first fight, it was a difficult fight up until that point. The second time I fought him, he had momentum. He was a world champion, and I beat him on points, but it was almost a shutout. I won convincingly. I won, comfortable, and that's because I learned from the first fight. I think this time it's going to be the same. I know everything about Leo. He fights. If you look at all his fights, I think he's had 35. To date, he fights the same way every single time. He's head first, he throws a lot of shots, he's very fit, he's very, very tough, he's very resilient, but I just know about him now, and that's going to be the difference.
Being a member of the boxing writers, we just had the vote last week about Fighter of the Year. It looks as if you're the front runner, that you're going to get it. Does that honor mean, how much does that mean to you?
That's huge. Look, you want to tick off boxes. My main objective was to become a world champion when I turned professional, and I've done that in 2014, and everything else that comes with it is a bonus. But to be, potentially in the running for Fighter of the Year, it's a huge thing for me. I think 2016 was a year that I'll never forget. 2017 potentially has a chance to be even better, and I'm looking forward to getting it going. We're kicking it off with a great fight. This isn't just for publicity, and I'm not a spoofer. I don't tell a spoofer as someone who tells lies back home. This is going to be a good fight. There's no doubt about it, and I hope that a lot of people come out and see it.
So you don't expect anything different from him this time around?
I'm expecting. Obviously, he had a lot of trouble with his dad in the last camp. Maybe his training wasn't his focus. So I'm expecting a better and preparing for a better Leo Santa Cruz. But in terms of how he fights and his style, he fights the same way all the time, and it's a good way. It's got him to become a 3-weight world champion. He usually wears people down and overwhelms them, but I have serious punching power, and that again can be the difference. When I'm hitting him as he comes in, he maybe not want to be as aggressive, maybe not want to let his hands go as much because he'd be fearful of getting tagged.
Did you feel his power at all in the fight, or how did you rate it?
Anyone at sort of this level, can punch hard. Leo can punch. If I'm being honest, I have been hit harder as a professional, but I think it's more to do with me being up at featherweight now. I think I can take a shot better. I was taking something away from my own performances, making 122, and it was just killing me a little bit. And up at 9 stone, 126, I feel comfortable, and that was my first fight. It's only going to get better.
What's been your toughest fight up to this point? What's been your toughest fight up to this point?
Toughest fight, obviously the Leo fight was very tough, but I enjoyed it. I wasn't. The first fight with Kiko Martinez was very tough again. That was when I was struggling to make weight, and it was a 9th round before I stopped him, and I remember putting him over and just standing in the neutral corner and begging that he didn't get back up because I was exhausted and there wasn't a lot of energy left. So the first fight with Kiko was very tough, but again, this fight was tough. But it was an enjoyable fight. I really enjoyed the Leo fight, and I think it's just going to be more of the same.
Has your life changed since the fight with Leo?
Obviously, you get noticed a little bit more when you're back home, but you know, if you want it to change, if you let it change, then it will. If you remain the same person that you've always been, then nothing is that different apart from getting noticed a little bit more.
And immediate rematches are so infrequent these days in boxing. Were you all for this? Did they come?
Yeah, there was a clause in the contract, but if there hadn't have been a clause in the contract, I was happy to give him an immediate rematch. I feel that these are the fights that creates legacy and being involved in that. And you talk about Morales Barrera and their rivalry they had, and I could potentially have that with Leo Santa Cruz. So I was genuinely happy to give him a rematch.
Is there another rematch clause in your favor for this fight?
Yes.
Is it?
Would you say Kiko Martinez was at a better point in his career as when he fought Leo?
No, well, Kiko had a bit of momentum, but when I fought him, when he fought
Leo, was he at a better point when you fought him?
No, I think he was finished when he fought Leo. It was a great performance from Leo. He got the win and he stopped him. But I think that Quigg had already dealt with him. Quigg is an okay fighter. That's all. So I think that Leo, by the time he fought Kiko, I think he was much better when he fought me.
Quigg feels you guys have unfinished business. What are your thoughts on him?
I don't even want to talk about Quigg. I'm expecting him to be in the crowd somewhere. He follows me everywhere I go. So, listen, I've moved on. These are the names I want to be fighting: Leo Santa Cruz, Lee Selby, Abner Mares. These are the big names. I've been there and done that with Quigg. And we'll move on. And maybe if he gets a bit of momentum behind his career and starts winning a few things, then who knows. But at this point in time, I'm not thinking about him.
I know you're focused on the fight at hand, but Jesus Cuellar versus Abner Mares are both in your division. What's your take on that fight?
It's a very tough fight. I think that's going to be a tough night for Abner. He's up against a bigger man, big solid fella. We had training night with Freddie Roach as well. I don't know how many fights he's been with Freddie Roach, but just one. This is his first. Oh, okay, so it's a tough night, but it'll be a good fight. Abner Mares, people are looking past him and think that he's done. I don't think he's done. I think there's still a lot left. He's been in some hard fights, but that is going to be an exciting fight and one I'll have a close eye on.
There's some encouraging signs that you will have good support there. I mean, what Ricky Hatton did in bringing over the audience, and then also what Conor does in bringing the audience to Vegas. Is that what you kind of are leaning on?
So.
January, will they be there?
Yeah, well, if I bring a fraction of what, I don't think you'll ever see what Ricky Hatton done. He brought 20,000 people from the UK to Vegas. I don't think anyone's ever going to do that. McGregor's doing it in his own right in the UFC, a huge name. But I think I'm probably, from the UK, I'm the next best thing of the Ricky Hatton. If I can bring a quarter of what he brought, which I think I may well do, that's going to be outstanding and a huge honour for me to, it's not cheap to get from the UK to Vegas or Ireland to Vegas. So especially around Christmas time when people don't have a lot of money. So I'm hoping that they'll come out and they'll make a lot of noise.
Speaking of Conor McGregor, he just got his boxing license yesterday in the state of California. Have you seen him spar in the ring, and why would you rate his boxing?
I haven't seen him sparring, but I think that was almost him kind of, sticking the fingers up to the UFC and getting the boxing license. He was stripped of the featherweight title recently, but Conor, I admire Conor a lot. I think it's amazing what he's doing, and the UFC is huge in the States, and it's big now in the UK and Ireland. But because of Conor McGregor in the UK and Ireland, I didn't really pay attention to it. But when he's involved, I get involved and I watch it. So whatever he does, he's going to make money. And there's this rivalry between the UFC and boxing. I don't think there needs to be. They're two different sports. And if Conor wants to become a boxer, then why not?
Now, odds are.
Why not? Spar him, maybe? Yeah, why not? Yeah.
Odds are there'll be more Coronas in the arena than Irish beer.
Yeah.
How are you going to come out to 10,000 boos and expect to win? Obviously, because people say Kovalev slighted, maybe some judges go opposite way.
I think I'm going to bring a lot of people. I don't think that it's going to be pro Santa Cruz. I think it'll be very evenly split. Obviously, it's a lot closer to LA, but you know, it's not about what the crowd, how noisy the crowd are. It's about what you do in the ring, and I fought away from home. I fought Scott Quigg, and 30 minutes from his house. It was a 30-minute drive from where I fought him to his front door, and I beat him in a very noisy atmosphere. I think it's going to be the same.
Do you think your athleticism is the difference between you and Leo Santa Cruz?
Some woman just getting her tits out behind us there.
We're gonna.
See
now?
Thanks, Hannah.
Do you think your athleticism is the difference between you and Santa Cruz? Because Leo Santa Cruz comes off as a straightforward volume puncher.
It's one of the things that helps me. Leo's come forward, aggressive, non-stop, throws a lot of punches, but athleticism, punching power, and I think I can deal with a lot. I think I can deal with a lot of styles, and that may be the main difference.
Was there ever was it ever the notion to negotiate? Were you guys ever trying to negotiate fighting in Ireland? Because you said you wanted.
Hey guys, it's your girl Angie. You're watching Barbershop Conversations. Make sure to click the button below to subscribe, like the video. Don't like it, leave a comment. You can also follow me at Angelica Curtis on Instagram. See you soon.